That was a wrong intro I picked there, Stephen. I picked the review intro instead of movie news. I'm a welly, so I'm a silly sausage. Can you hear the fan?
Hello and welcome to this Monday's edition of Movie News here at MBE. We'd just like to thank you once again for joining us here on our YouTube channel and of course our Twitch stream. I'm one of your co-hosts, Stephen John McLaughlin, and our other co-host in the bright yellow t-shirt is John C. Walsh.
Because I'm like Zinedine Zidane from 2002, Stephen, now in exercise.
You want to talk about football, John?
Oh, Stephen, I was going to play the Italian national anthem. I forgot. We'll play it out. We'll play the show out with the Italian national anthem.
Yeah, without the booing.
Oh, yes, yeah.
What a night.
Disrespectful ball bags deserve to get beat.
Booing
every nation's national anthem. It's just fucking... They deserve it, Stephen. Leonardo Bonucci, what a guy, man. It's coming Rome.
Yeah.
It's coming Rome, and it is fucking going Rome.
That was probably the most watched clip over the last 24 hours.
Stephen, I've always loved Leonardo.
Yeah.
I'm a big Juventus fan. Always liked him. All the way back, had a Juve top in the 90s.
Yeah.
It was Zinedine Zidane playing for them, funnily enough.
Yeah.
Always been a big Juventus fan. And Leonardo Bonucci has been at Juventus.
He did fall out of them for a little while, John, back in 2001.
2001, yeah. He kind of cheated us, but Stephen, a phenomenal team. I mean, Alessandro Del Piero, Trezeguet, unbelievable team. And then obviously Milan as well. Bonucci's been at two of my favourite Italian teams, AC Milan and Juve. So it was just poetic that he...
Yeah, I'm a Milan man myself, as you know, John. I've got one of the retro tops, hoping to get some more of the tops as well. And
Sandro, I believe, who comes to the channel, I think he's Italian, so well done, Sandro.
Yeah.
Forza Azzurri, Forza Italia.
It's been a good night for Italian football and Italy as a whole. But John, we're not going to talk about football. We're here to talk about entertainment news. And the first thing we're going to be talking about is, of course, our headline and our thumbnail. Blade 98 star thinks Mahershala Ali will be great in the MCU reboot. Yeah, we're talking about Stevie Boy again. Despite thinking MCU's Blade Widow, I think that should say Black Widow, looks like garbage.
Maybe they're trying to do a play on it, Stephen. It's Blade, it's Black Widow, it's the same universe, Stephen. Why are you such a hypocritical little fucking bitch, Stephen?
Yeah, Blade star Stephen Dorff thinks Mahershala Ali will be incredible in the titular role. That's he's coming in for. John. I'm claiming that back. Pierce took that off me the next night. I said it first. So anyway, not that he cares, but so this is coming in from Screen Rant, John, and it was during an interview with Xavi, actor Stephen Dorff, who played the main villain Deacon Frost in Blade, thinks that Ali is a good fit for the role of Blade. Dorff spoke about that for Blade to succeed, that they will need a strong creative vision similar to the 1998 film he starred in. He doesn't have any indication of what Marvel Studios has planned for the character, but thinks Ali is a great actor, and this is what he said. He said Mahershala will be incredible doing that, but you need strong writing and direction to help elevate that character. I don't know what Marvel's vision is for Blade. I just know that Mahershala is a hell of an actor, and that he will be great in the role. John,
he's not wrong, Stephen.
Listen, we totally disagreed with everything that he said last week, and rightly so. This week, he's actually speaking some sense. John, the character of Blade, and
Stephen, I tell you, I didn't completely disagree with what he had to say last week. I just didn't like the way he
worded
it. He's entitled to his opinion on movie.
It came from nowhere as well. That was the thing. It wasn't triggered by anything, John.
He said it.
He never retaliated in any sense. It just came from nowhere, as you said. But Johnny is right. You know, you do have to have strong writing direction for this specific character. I thought that the 1998. I can't believe that was 1998.
Yeah.
Jeez, I'm getting old.
3 years ago.
Yeah. I thought it was a great film.
9.
I didn't mind the sequels, but that first movie, John, was fantastic. And I suppose in some way you could see it was a little glimpse into sort of that sort of dark comic book world that we hadn't seen since probably Tim Burton's Batman at this stage, in the late 90s. This is a year after Batman and Robin, so it would look great. But John, what's your take on this? We know that you're kind of stating obviously that you need strong writing and direction. Of course you do. You need that for any film to succeed, but particularly for the Blade character. Don't you agree?
Stephen, look, I do agree with him here, because as you do know, I'm a big fan of Mahershala Ali. I think he's one of the truly great actors in the game. And Stephen, look, this guy was almost like the Ian Wright of actors, in the sense that he wasn't an actor for much of his life. He came into acting quite late. I think he came in his perhaps late 30s. I think he's knocking on the door of 50 now, wouldn't you? Just believe that, because he looks so young. Stephen, I couldn't believe Jeremy Renner is actually 50 odds.
Yeah.
Because I was speaking about your man David Harbour, in Black Widow, and I thought he looked 58. He's actually 46.
He's only a year older than
He's
me.
a year older than you.
Yep.
He looks about a decade at least older than you, Stephen. Jeremy Renner is about fucking nearly 10 years older than David Harbour, and he looks younger. He looks in the 30s. So Stephen, this guy's still he's relatively new to acting. I think he's only been doing it the last decade or so, if that. So for him to make the mark he's made, I think he's a multiple Academy Award winner. Am I right in saying that? I don't know if I am.
Yeah.
Was it Moonlight
and
Green Book?
Green Book, yeah.
So multiple Academy Award winning actor. For him to pitch an MCU idea to Kevin Feige, much like these big directors we've got coming into the MCU now, the likes of Sam Raimi and I'm blanking on her fucking name again, horrendous. Chloe Zhao,
yeah.
who did Nomadland. For them to be coming into the MCU now, these kind of actors, kind of talent behind the camera as well, it can only be good for the MCU. It can only be good for raising the artistic stakes. And Stephen, you've got renowned actresses like Helen Mirren and was it fucking Hugh Grant? Was it Hugh Grant? I don't think it was Hugh Grant. It was someone of his out. Colin Firth,
yeah.
Joining DC comic book movies as well. You're really starting to see big names being drawn to these movies. The Eternals, Richard Madden, Angelina Jolie, Penelope Cruz, people like that joining fucking Marvel movies.
John, you know the reason for that is
it's the money, it's the adulation, Stephen. They know there's eyeballs.
Those films are populating cinema as well. That's the reason.
They want their share of it, Stephen.
Yeah.
And despite maybe their...
Got to keep their profile.
Exactly, they've got to keep their profile. So I don't disagree with him. I think Mahershala Ali is a hell of
an
actor.
Tell that Stephen Dorff though.
Stephen Dorff, yeah, I know. Stephen, look, I think he'd do well, man. I think he'd do well in this. Yeah, Jodie Foster can go and fuck herself. Stephen Dorff, he can redeem himself, Stephen. I've seen photos of this guy, man. You want to see the shape this guy's in?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. He played like a UFC fighter. Incredible shape. Wow. If this guy plays his cards right, he could get a minor role in an MCU movie. I don't think he wants it though. But he could play like a sort of Frank Grill kind of minor character. Stephen, he's right though about Mahershala. Mahershala's a brilliant actor. And I think I've got high hopes for this movie because it's bringing a new style again into the MCU. It's really starting with the multiverse of madness. This what kind of started with Scott Derrickson's first Doctor Strange, semi-horror coming into the MCU. I like them dabbling with genres within genres.
Yep.
Because it was getting boring. It would have been stale if it was the same old identikit comic book movie, superhero movie. They've grown stale after maybe, I don't know, 6 attempts. The fact they're starting to diversify and do sub-genres in this cinematic universe, potential westerns, potential fucking horror movies.
Do you think
vampire movie?
That's the key here, because do you think it's important that Morbius is released before this film's released?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it will, Stephen. I think it's in the can. It's set to come out, I think, later this year, maybe next year.
No one said that these two are crossing over at any point, but it makes sense, doesn't
Stephen, it does, because they're traditional foes in the comics. Him, and funnily enough, Wolverine likes a good fight with Morbius as well, I think. I've seen that when I searched Morbius up Wolverine. Sadly, we're not getting Wolverine anytime soon. No. Certainly not going to be Hugh Jackman, despite all the nonsense coming out. Stephen, it would make sense for those two to fight each other, because we've not really established another prominent vampire character in this cinematic universe. There was a Mobius throwaway remark about vampires. Why is it the demigods that are giving us so much trouble? I think it makes sense for them to bring that character over. Jared Leto, Oscar-winning actor. Mahershala Ali, Oscar-winning actor.
Yep.
Tonally, I think Sony are kind of doing Marvel tone with Venom, potentially with Morbius as well. Leaving that door open for them to come in so it won't be so jarring. Like, you couldn't bring a Joker there, and a Marvel kind of universe, because it's so dark, it's so gritty. With Sony, with Venom, with Morbius even, they're kind of leaving that door open. Hopefully they've maybe negotiated this with this new Spider-Man Tom Holland deal, which I think happened and was under the radar. Hopefully that'll happen, Stephen. I want to see those two actors together. I want to see the characters facing off. It'd be epic.
John, I think that's what the
Blade.
Do you remember when Far From Home was just about to be released? That bad news that we got about Tom Holland's stint in the MCU was over, and then they ironed it all out. I think that's what it's about, though. I think it's all to do with other characters like Venom, like Morbius. I think Sony are wanting a piece of the pie, and I think they want to be able to take those characters into the MCU but pull them back whenever they want.
And Stephen, it makes sense,
and they have got a right to do that.
Yeah, it makes sense for Disney as well, because they can bring in a Miles Morales, a Gwen Stacy. They can bring in the villains. Why would they not want to have their cake and eat it?
Yeah,
because I think ultimately Kevin Feige gets to produce those Sony movies as well. They do make them. They provide the budget. They finance it. They get most of the box office. But also Disney do get a cut of the profits, and I think Feige does produce it. So if he's getting the ultimate influence on these characters and how they come into his universe.
Well, I think Feige's a smart man in the sense that he knows what the fans want, John, and that's at the end of the day, that's what it all boils down to. It's what the fans want and what the fans need. They want to see these characters interact. They want to see them come into what Sony have in their verse, and certainly in the MCU as well. And it makes sense. I think Feige understands that, and it's not up to him entirely. Obviously, Disney have got a big say in it. Sony have got a bigger say in it because they own the characters to an extent. But I think I hope it does. I hope that's the way it works, John, because as you said, you're going to be able to introduce the likes of Miles Morales, Gwen Stacy. I was about to say Stefania.
I was saying I had to check myself as I was saying it.
I slurred my words a little bit there. But you're absolutely right. That's what we want to see.
I was about to call Chloe Shaw someone else as well, so I had to check myself. I'm like, nope, that's not her. Gwen Stefani. Stephen, getting back to Stephen Dorff, though, it's good to see he's also been getting threats online and stuff like that.
It's good to see.
That he's checked it back. I take that back. I'm joking, obviously. He's obviously read the room, read the mood music and seen that everyone's against me here. Potentially, you'll have the film snobs that are with him, but no one gives a fuck about them. And ultimately, he's kind of backtracking a bit here.
Some people
and he's
doing
it now
on her channel as well.
Yes,
we actually didn't. I thought we were very fair last week.
Yeah, we were. Stephen, you go on to Campea's channel and he's ranting for 10 minutes, swearing every 2 words. So we were a little bit more balanced.
Yeah, I thought we were very conservative. John, I did commend the man and some of his work.
Wheeler?
Wheeler's a fantastic film. It's a really good film.
It does look good. Mate, Steve, I'm going to have to watch some of his movies.
Yeah.
Because he's worked with the likes of Chris Evans, Michael Shannon, Johnny Depp.
All early stuff as well. The Beatles, Stu Sutcliffe thing. Yeah.
So I'm going to have to look into his career. Look, that's one good thing about opening your mouth and becoming this semi-controversial figure for a couple of weeks. It gets the attention on you. So
yeah, that's it.
I'll be looking into the guy's career now. But look, it's nice to see he's backtracking. He's admitting that Mahershala's the man in a sense, and that Blade, despite being a Marvel movie, could fucking be pretty special. Who's directing it? I don't know who's directing it.
No, I don't know yet.
That's probably key.
No, that is.
But
I think it will be.
This guy can work with anybody and
Well,
make magic happen.
Exactly, John. I did laugh when he was announced to be playing Blade. The age thing came into discussions with a lot of people. The doubt.
Probably a one and done, Stephen.
It's Mahershala Ali. It's Mahershala Ali. It doesn't matter what age he is. It's what he can do. And
Stephen, there's no chat of this being part of a wider universe. This could be a one and done. It may be piquing his interest. He wants to do it. They scratch the itch and they leave. Because they didn't announce this as part of Phase 4. No. But it was tacked on at the end. And Blade's coming as well. So
Marvel have only ever done that once before, John, the Incredible Hulk. And I don't see people screaming for another Incredible Hulk film yet.
I'd like to see one. I think Mark Ruffalo deserves it.
I think, as long as you're putting them in amongst other films like Ragnarok.
But not a smart Hulk.
No, not at
Smart
all.
Hulk
I want to see him getting back to that way he was in the first Avengers film.
Stephen, it's a more compelling character when you've got that, because he's fighting that.
He's frightening,
in a monster. And it can come out at any moment. So when he's having interactions with people like Black Widow back in the day, like maybe a Tony Stark, he's trying to prod him. You don't know when it's going to erupt. And in the original Avengers movie, of course, it does erupt spontaneously. I think it's actually Black Widow.
John, that's a great shot.
That's when the characters are at its best, Stephen. I love those duologies, those two characters within. That's why I love Bruce Wayne so much. Yeah. So they've lost that when they've got him taming it. I understand it's probably had to be done because he's having to hold the gauntlet and save half the universe, but get him back to the way he was.
I think as well, John, because a lot of people were saying the Hulk would take out Thanos, and they sort of removed that doubt.
Yeah, that was disappointing.
They removed that situation. He had a little moment just at the beginning of Infinity War, wasn't it? He attacked him, but
you get the shit kicked out of him. No, and that was the one disappointing thing I've got from Endgame. There's not many, but that's the one disappointing thing. Spider-Man getting held up by all the women characters is like, come on, fuck, this guy's one of the strongest characters in the fucking universe. He's like God-given. He's every bit as strong as a Thor. What are you doing? But not getting Hulk to have his redemption against Thanos. Disappointing, man.
Yeah.
That broke Hulk to the point where he hid for an entire movie.
Yeah.
You need to give him his redemption arc, and they didn't do it.
No, I mean, Bruce was hiding in that Iron Man Hulk suit, wasn't he, for best part of the
that's one of the criticisms against Russo's period. They're handling a Captain America in those movies.
Yeah.
And Hulk. A lot of arguments that they can't really handle these big personalities.
It's funny, John, it's so contrasting though, isn't it, when you see Captain America in his own films. Yeah. He's such a different character.
Two-dimensional in the ensemble movies. I think it's just the nature of the beast though.
They're handling so many characters, but it's a bit jarring at times, and you're absolutely right. Sometimes he is played off as a joke figure. America's ass, that kind of thing.
America's ass.
And to a point as well, it meant that he couldn't really have that sort of intense confrontations with the Grillo character. I can't remember his name.
Crossbones.
Yeah.
I can remember that, but I can't remember Pooja. Brock Rumlow.
Rumlow, yeah.
How the fuck do you remember that?
Well remembered, John, because I was struggling there. But you know, you're absolutely right. But I think we'll move on to our next topic. Because this is very interesting. It was something, John, we didn't know about.
No.
We've been talking about
Love this guy, man.
Dune for quite a while now, and some cast, but David Dastmalchian, we didn't know was in this movie, or I didn't know. I can't speak for you, John, but
love this guy. So unique looking.
Yeah, but Dune actor teases his psychopathic human computer character. Dune actor.
I remember who this character is in the book.
David Dastmalchian talks about his experience playing a frightening and disturbing human computer character in the upcoming film. He is, John. He's got a unique look about him, and I noticed that
class,
in The Dark Knight. He was such a.
He was mental looking, Stephen. For somebody to look and maybe semi-steal the show off of Heath Ledger's Joker for a tiny little bit of the movie, he looked more menacing than the Joker.
Yep.
Just deranged looking.
He looked demented,
sweating profusely like me last day.
Very pale guy as well.
Yeah.
And then popped up in Ant-Man, didn't he?
Yeah, he's playing one of Scott Lang's pals.
Yeah.
Alongside Michael Cena.
And at the end of this month, John, he's going to be Polka Dot Man, isn't he?
He is, yes.
And, the Suicide Squad. So yeah, I can't wait to see that movie, John.
I'm just glad this guy's getting work because he deserves it. He's incredible.
He is. He's amazing, John. And
it's
I'm
like
not surprised.
a comic book version of Jesse Plemons.
Well, that's a good example. Yeah, I think, John, as well, that it says a lot about this guy that he is up alongside all these other amazing actors in Dune. But in an interview with Slash Film, Dastmalchian talked about his high level of excitement being a part of Dune. He played Metat Peter de Vries. Metats are described as human computers who are trained to be extremely skillful with logic. He explained how he views the character from the original novel and how he looked at the character going into the project. That's what he had to say, John.
This is the Mentat that's alongside the Baron character,
John,
the rival to the
I've not read the book,
Atreides
so I don't know.
family. Because there's a Mentat who kind of gets slagged off. He's wanting some female figure in it. Maybe him.
Could be.
Interesting character for him to play.
He did say this, John. With Peter, there's that psychopath.
Psychopathy.
Psychopathy. That comes from being a twisted mentat. That it's frightening and disturbing, and put myself in the mindset was hard. I don't believe that for a minute.
No.
So to utter a language, because Peter's brain operates at such a high level, he is for all the intents and purposes a human computer speaking in the highly specific way in which the language would come out was actually. It made perfect sense. It seems to really add a great deal to the character. It felt more like an assist than an obstacle, if that makes sense. John, I'm very intrigued to find out all about this character now. Not just because, obviously, Dastmalchian's playing him, but I like when stories have that kind of character in them, and I'm always interested to see how they develop throughout the movie, if it lasts that long. I don't know, John. I don't know anything about this character.
Steve, this is half the book. It's been adapted. There's potential for the other half. And I hope it does get adapted because it's Denis Villeneuve, and that guy's an absolute genius. And hopefully it makes money. Hopefully the studio don't hamstring it by forcing it onto a streaming service the same day it releases. Because if they do that, then you really are up fighting it to try and make it a viable option to expand out multi-movies. Because if you're putting it out in the stream service, Stephen, there's not going to be enough money to make this a profit. This is a $250 million movie.
John, has it been confirmed though?
I think it has. I think they're forcing it onto the streaming service.
Are they splitting into two parts?
Yeah, Stephen, it's half the book. I'm pretty sure it's half the book. It's a long book, Stephen. Yeah. A long book, hard to read. As you know, I've read many books. I'm a Tolkien man. And it is a hard read. A lot of people say you have to read the indexes, or the appendages, whatever the fuck you call it, at the end of the book. Get all of the information, then go back and read it. But I do recall Mentats, they're interesting figures. I think there's one for, I'm sure it's a Baron. Can't recall his name. It's been a while since I've dabbled with the book. But yeah, he's a kind of figure of fun. They promise him one of these rival families' daughters or something, or sister, and he's kind of longing for her. And he gets treated as a joke, but they're quite calculating, they're intelligent, almost robotic. So it's going to be intriguing to see this guy playing this. I didn't know he was in the movie.
No.
He's incredible, Dastmalchian. I didn't even know he was in the movie. I knew that Momoa was in it. He's playing the sort of cousin, or the uncle I should say, to Paul Atreides. You arm him with...
Will he be voicing this character, John? As I said, I don't know anything about
it. I think he will, yeah.
It'll be a voice acting...
He can actually be in the movie, Steve. He will be in the movie, because it's a living, breathing character. Right, okay. It's not like a robot. I think it's just... They're enhanced with things that make them super intelligent. Okay. And he kind of can... Yeah. So he will be in it, but him alongside the likes of Zendaya, Timothy Chalamet, Stephen, the cast is unbelievable, man. The director's there. You've got the producer out saying it's an incredible movie. The detail, it's the most work he's put into a movie to date. Stephen, this is a guy that's done Arrival, Sicario, Blade Runner 2049, 40, whatever the fuck it was, 40, I think it was 49.
49, yeah.
Unbelievable director, one of my favourites. Harley, what are you doing, mate? You're destroying my mic. My 6.5 stone Labrador's trying to kill me with the mic as I'm speaking. So I'm very, very excited for this. This was my number one anticipated movie last year when you had a Chris Nolan movie coming out.
Yeah.
Absolutely my number one anticipated movie alongside Spider-Man No Way Home this year. Cannot wait to see it. I didn't even know Dis Malkin was in it. The fact he's playing a mentat, he's playing this sort of psychopathic, borderline human computer character. That's the perfect role for this guy to get his teeth into, man. He looks like a fucking psychopath, period. And we've seen that in The Dark Knight. He looks psychopathic. It's that schizo character. He's laughing hysterically as Harvey Dent's flipping the coin and pointing the gun at him. I think the Batman takes him out, doesn't he? Pulls him out.
Yeah, I think he's just saying you're wasting your time with
this guy. He's not going to give you anything. So we know he can play that role. So cannot wait to see him get back to that kind of role again in this movie with so many personalities, man.
We don't have a release date, do we, for Dune yet? It's
coming out. It's been pushed back, I think, a week back or something, 3 weeks back. I think it's the end of November. I'm sure
not long, I suppose. Not long at all. I think it's a good time to release a film as well of that stature.
I think it's coming out the same day as another movie. What was the movie? Sonic.
Was it?
Something like that. Anyway,
Sonic's
it's coming out.
No chance.
It's coming out the same day as a movie like that.
Might
not
like
be
Sonic, but I think
it's
that would.
No chance.
No, it's got no chance up against
Lambs to the slaughter.
Dune.
And we will be there, Stephen.
Yeah, we will.
It's looking like pandemic's biting the bullet over here.
I think so, John. I hope so.
Vaccines are whipping its ass, as they like to say. Whipping its ass, man.
Yeah.
So I think we're in the clear.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to getting back to theatres and seeing movies like this, man.
John, another actor we're going to be talking about now is Paul Bettany, and we last saw him in WandaVision. I was actually reading one of the movie reviews that was posted on Instagram, our movie reviews that is, from our man DM Anderson, who reviewed Dave. Solo a couple of years ago, and I actually forgot Paul Bettany was in that. I don't know why.
Was he playing Dryden Voss?
Yeah, and he was such an intense character as well, menacing, terrifying at points. I
don't think he was supposed to be in the movie. I think he get recast. I think it was somebody else who was supposed to be playing the villain, and he get recast. Do you think he had to step away?
Yeah, what an absolute magic trick.
He's an incredible actor. Since Gangster #1, I've been watching this guy. That's like 25 years ago.
It's funny because his range. He can do comedy splendidly. You saw elements of that.
You've seen elements of that when he was speaking about Josh Whedon demanding genitalia on Vision.
Yeah,
he's like, nope, that's not going to work. No, I want it. And then he sees the concept art. He's like, no, you're right, that's not going to work. Stephen, the way he told that story, I was howling. I watched that about 20 times. So you're right, he has got that comedic flourish natural.
Yeah,
and he's just fucking incredible, man. The glasses he wears, his fashion. The guy's knocking on 50, I think. So refined though. Fucking incredible guy. I want to be that guy.
Yeah, John, I remember watching him in Wimbledon. I think that was maybe the first movie I saw him in the early 2000s. And there was talk about when Chris Nolan got the gig for the Dark Knight trilogy, there was talk about Bettany perhaps maybe playing the Riddler or the Joker. And I would have been happy in any of those two roles. The Riddler would have been fantastic for him. But it would have been, in our mindsets, the Jim Carrey one, and we're thinking, a big lanky thin
Paul
guy,
Dano's
you know.
Doing it now,
and it's a totally different spin on it, isn't it? So I'm glad we didn't get to see Paul Bettany doing it, because he's went on to do bigger and better things, I think, anyway. But WandaVision star Paul Bettany thinks the MCU's secrecy can be frustrating, yet understandable, saying don't show people how the magic trick is done. This is coming from screen, and the headline is why Paul Bettany agrees with the MCU secrecy even though it's frustrating. I think it's frustrating for actors because they've got to promote the films, John, and I think Mark Hamill made a joke on, I don't know if it was maybe Stephen Colbert. He said, I'm on here to promote the movie, but I'm not allowed to talk about it. And that's a perfect
Harrison Ford as well, Steve.
It's a
to
very
the point
hard
where they're
thing
whipping out Chewbacca actors in suits to have a fight with him.
Just to fill the time.
So it's not so awkward, because Harrison Ford's so awkward in these chat shows. He doesn't want to be there.
And I think if you're restricting a guy like him as well, who's not, I wouldn't say he's a great communicator, but when he's on chat shows, it's not his most comfort zone. Is it really, when you think about it?
Rufus says June's set to come out 22nd of October, so it's a month earlier.
Wow.
Oh, Cannot wait,
Really?
man.
So that'll probably be a week before Halloween Kills comes out then?
Yeah, that's probably what it's going head to head with. It was going head to head with another movie, Stephen.
Wow.
Because I recall when they pushed it back, they says it's coming out the same day. I'm like, that movie's got no fucking chance. That movie's dead on arrival, man. DOA, MIA, Foo Fighters, MIA. I'm trying to remember
IBM.
Yeah.
EMI. John, in an interview with Ace Universe.
Fucking Foo Fighters, man. Sorry for interrupting you, man, but I simply have to do this. The Foo Fighters, I just stumbled across this. They did something 2 days ago, a cover of You Should Be Dancing by the Bee Gees, and they called it the DGs.
The DGs.
You should, Stephen, you need to watch this, man. I know you're not a huge fan of the Foo Fighters, but fuck me.
John, I watched Tenacious D the other day, doing a cover of You Never Give Me Your Money.
Oh, man, it's alright.
It's really good.
Yeah. Oh, they still counting about.
Yeah.
I love them back in the day. Fucking You Should Be Dancing. Dave Grohl's hitting the
but he can, John, he can sing it. Yeah. I can't believe that. Yeah.
Unbelievable cover, man. I'm like, this is Pat Smear's 60 fucking 2. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Same age as my fucking
Still
Benz.
looks the same as he did not Unplugged. Still
man.
got that sort of.
Oh, what's that guy, Steve? I've seen him live.
Yeah.
That's
right,
pleasure.
John. You went to see him. Was it Murrayfield, wasn't it? In Edinburgh, yeah.
Yeah, fucking broke his leg on the throne.
That's
What
right.
a night, man.
It was rescheduled though, wasn't it? Your gig, yeah.
Supposed to be, I think, June.
Because I remember when
September.
I remember when that happened, John. You were devastated.
Yeah, Steve, it was fucking St Andrew's Day.
Yep.
I was in Edinburgh. Could see the castle.
Yeah.
From Murrayfield. Fucking what?
It's like
unbelievable.
Some stadium for gigs as well.
Was it St Andrew's Day? It was St Andrew's Day.
Yeah.
Was.
So there you go. Anyway, in an interview with Ace Universe via comic book, Bettany spoke about how he found Marvel's dedication to secrecy frustrating yet understandably simultaneously. Check out Bettany's thoughts below. You don't have to check it out, I'll read it for you. It's it's great. I mean, it's a frustrating process, but one I really understand and really believe in. I think Marvel, Kevin Feige, Louis D'Esposito, they all have a very, they have a strict don't talk about it policy, which I really can get behind. I come from a family, my dad was an actor, my mum was a singer, and my mum and dad always had this thing: you never show people the costumes before the curtain goes up. Don't show people how the magic trick is done. And so I love that about Marvel, that they're so that they really hold on their secrets, and so it can be really enjoyable for the fans. But yes, it's frustrating now. It does feel a relief to be able to discuss it. John, I really should have tried to read this quote in his voice. I think it would have come off a bit better, because he is a I think Hugh Grant does it as well. That kind of backtracks in the middle of a sentence.
It's a frustrating process. I've tried these accents,
but he's absolutely right, John, and I get it, and I think it's very hard for
frustrating process.
Once production's all done and dusted and they know everything that's happening, especially something like WandaVision. It's not like he's been brought in for certain scenes but doesn't know the whole arc of what's going on. He's in every scene, he's in every episode, he's one of the main guys. Obviously he is Vision, so he knows the story. Once all that's wrapped up, John, it's then keeping it under wraps within themselves until the episode is out there in the public, isn't it? And it's very hard for any actor to keep it, but I get that, and I think you said Star Wars, John. I think back in the day, in 1977 to 1983, it was hard, but I think it's tougher now because of social media, John. I don't like to be spoiled either, like yourself. I like to not know,
to the point where I don't even want to know the running time.
When
I'm going into a theatre, because you can check how long you've been in,
and you work out
you got half an hour left. It could be a huge climactic battle, and you think that's it, and then you look at your watch. Nope, we've got another half an hour. It does, John. And the other thing as well, I think Mandalorian was the one that I was thinking about, the last episode of season 2, when we all knew there was going to be a Jedi. We all knew there was going to be a Jedi appearing, and 90% of, I would say, thought it was going to be Luke Skywalker. But you're always at doubt. You're always thinking, it's Lucasfilm. Luke Skywalker and Lucasfilm are really, it's not the cool thing to do with Lucasfilm just now with handling of Luke Skywalker. That's why Jon Favreau went past Kathleen Kennedy, apparently.
A lot of people thought perhaps it was going to be a Jedi we've not seen before. It was maybe perhaps going to be a Jedi from one of those ones from Revenge of the Sith as well, John. I think it was they were talking about one, and I thought he died.
Well, Mara Jade as well.
Mara Jade.
They could have maybe brought her in, and that would have been interesting, because she did survive
the
events of the original.
The thing was, I went on Twitter, mistakenly went on Twitter, and I saw Luke Skywalker and Mark Hamill's was trending, and I went, Stephen, that's it, the cat's out the bag.
I remember you sent me a photo. I wasn't I wasn't bothering. I was just delighted.
Yeah.
And then it just made me even more excited. I was anticipating the moment he appeared.
You were out working, weren't you?
Yeah.
Couldn't wait to get home. Yeah.
Unbelievable, man. The sound of the X-Wing coming in. It's just get that iconic sound.
I mean, it didn't ruin it. It didn't ruin it in that sense.
No.
It ruined the sort of element of surprise, which would have stayed with you probably forever, actually. You know, just I remember watching that episode, and then, you know, with the reveal of Luke Skywalker, absolutely amazing. That's how sometimes I don't believe some of these reaction channels and have not seen it, or they don't know what's coming.
See those ones that say first time listening to, and it's a huge song.
Penny Lane. First time listening to Nirvana.
Fucking Smells Like Teen Spirit. Fuck. No, you're like my age. How have you lived your whole life and not heard that song? Have you been living in a fucking some Walsh layer of a country, man? There's no signal, nothing. Come on, you don't get to that age and not hear Nirvana. No. Fuck off. And it's Stephen. It's people like David Bowie, man, and Elton John, and the Beatles. Even if you don't like them, you've heard the songs. It's a nonsense, Stephen. But he's right. Look, man, he is right. Going off on tangents here again. I agree. I don't like the magic being stolen away. There's something about going to the theatre and being wild. Stephen, I didn't know anything about Endgame, and I went to the theatres and see that moment when Steve Rogers picks up Mjolnir.
Oh,
and he's
that was amazing,
beating
John.
the living shit out of Thanos for about 2-3 minutes straight. Lightning striking, reverberating the hammer off of the shield, just beating the living fuck out of him. And then the on your left Sam moment.
Yeah.
Captain, it's Sam on your left, and the portals. What is it? Is it Alan Silvestri?
Yeah.
The score, unbelievable, Stephen. Seeing that in the theatres wasn't spoiled for me,
no.
And it was all the more a richer experience. But then, on the other foot, I do have moments where I've seen sequel trilogy Star Wars movies, and I've deliberately went in and had the whole thing
because you were concerned.
Because I was concerned about the direction. I'd heard the rumours that it was terrible, and I simply had to hear what they were doing, and it didn't spoil the experience for me, Stephen. Because see if I was to go to the theatres, see if I was to go to the theatres and watch that and see Luke Skywalker dying and not have been prior warning, I'd have fucking went crazy.
Yeah,
actual crazy. So I'm glad that it was spoiled. There is instances
John, it wasn't a good day, as I recall.
It wasn't a good day. We get beat 4-0. Celtic had been on a 70-odd game unbeaten run. We did an invincible treble, and we get beat 4-0 with Hearts. And I was actually checking my phone.
I always remember, John, you were sitting there raging. I was like, is he raging about that result? Is he raging about Mark Campbell?
Both. It's 2-0, Stephen. No, we'll get back. It's all right. It's 3-0. It's for fuck's sake, 4-0. But Stephen, it was all good.
Yeah.
Still moments I'll take out of that movie that I enjoyed. Still the fucking hold or whatever her name was, jump, that manoeuvre, silence.
I just didn't like
the visuals. No. Even the fight at the end, there is continuity issues with the guards, but it was a fucking epic fight. It was just the music, the way it's slow motion, that all goes crazy. That's what Star Wars is all about. There is Star Wars, epic Star Wars moments. It's like, that's fucking Star Wars. Even the prequels had moments, man, and they were fucking ghastly, some of those movies. The Count Dooku fight.
Ghastly.
The pod race, there was moments, even getting into the Gungan City, the music, fucking that is a Star Wars moment. But he's right, Stephen, you don't want it spoiled, man, and that's why ultimately you do need these mystery boxes to keep it all under wraps, because there's nothing better than going to the theatre and experiencing it for the first time and not knowing what's going on. If it's all spoiled, and I'm getting concerned with the direction movies are going now with the trailers, they give everything
John,
away,
did you know that Darth Maul was going to be in Solo? Did you know that? No.
Nope.
That was a nice little reveal as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was Ray Park as well.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that. See, I'm trying to think of other big moments I've not realised about into the theatre.
John, Sixth Sense stands out for me. I went to cinema to see that.
I didn't go to the cinema to see that, Steve. I was too young, but see, watching that, man.
John, you know the bit the wedding ring drops off her hand and rolls under the chair, and it's his realisation. The gasp in the theatre.
Stephen, man, I'm telling you, it's genuinely one of the most iconic fucking scenes in an entire film. Just took me by sheer surprise. That movie's one of the greatest movies ever made, man. That's why M. Night Shyamalan's up there. He's never really got to that level. He's made some great movies, but that is just fucking iconic. Unbelievable. And Bruce Willis, man. Yeah. What a fucking performance.
It was amazing, yeah.
So that's, Stephen, that's the perfect example.
Yeah.
What you've just produced there, that is the perfect example of why what he's saying is right. You keep the suspense, you keep a mystery. Can you imagine getting that spoiled, man? Fucking, you can only watch that movie once, Stephen.
Yeah.
It's a once.
You can watch it.
You can go back, but it's not the same.
You don't have the same experience, yeah.
So I'm trying to think of other examples. Can't really think of any.
You made a good one with Endgame, John. I imagine knowing most of that, Mjolnir with Captain America. And then I think Thor says, I knew it, didn't he? That scene was like hairs in the back of your neck standing out. Moments like that are taken away if it's revealed, and that's something that...
Did you imagine Stephen getting Empire Strikes Back spoiled? Did you imagine? Did you go to see that in the theatre, Steve? Because that was what, 82?
80, John. I was too
80,
young.
oh, you were too young.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would have been incredible going to the theatres to see that for the very first time.
It was already part of. It was already part of society. The news about that by the time I got to see it, John. So I never got to see that sort of.
I did get to see it. I didn't get it revealed to me, but
no, that's what I'm saying. You already knew going into it. You know that there was a relationship between Vader and Luke, but it doesn't take anything away from the film. But you can see it from two sides. You know, you can see it that, like you said, with the Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, that means the disappointment a bit.
Yeah,
that's an example where it works the other way.
Yeah,
but for the most part, it's better getting in, experiencing it. But yeah, that's when Reddit comes into its own.
John, but I think there's a lot of trust as well issues, especially with over the last 5 years. When it comes to Feige and Marvel, I trust them 100%, and I'll go into a movie not want to know anything because I'll trust they'll do it right.
Yeah.
Whereas Lucasfilm have misdirected a few times, you know, in their decision making. The Last Jedi being the sort of main one. That everything after that, it was like. Don't know if I want to go and see this. I don't know if they're going to do this.
The biggest disappointment of the Last Jedi was bringing in Benicio del Toro and making him this joke. Starting
that
junkie
whole
figure
thing was terrible, though, wasn't it?
Disgrace, man. This
what they did with John Boyega as well.
Actor.
Yeah,
you get him play a Sith.
Yeah,
you make him a Sith or a huge bounty hunter figure. Don't make him some.
There was talk about him playing. What's his name again?
Thrawn.
Yeah, Thrawn. Yeah.
Stephen, I think Thrawn's coming.
I think so. I think it'll be television, won't it?
Yeah, Rosario Dawson's Ashoka Tano was getting after him.
Yeah.
Who's going to play him, man?
Yeah.
I tell you, my money's on. You can't do it now because Russell E. Grant's obviously played a character in Star Wars. But
Richard
E. Grant, sorry, yeah. I do that all the time.
John, he would
be
good. Well, Tom Hiddleston. But I still want to see Tom Hiddleston doing a young Palpatine.
Cumberbatch, man, would be a great front.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah. I know.
So many.
Or they'll probably just go like they traditionally do and get an unknown. Yeah, and then they become a big star. But anyway, John, we're going to move on. But I totally agree with Bettany there. I totally agree with him. We're going to move on, John, to our first segment of talking about Beast, the next Thalapathy Vijay movie. And this is coming in from filmybeat.com. And I'm going to read as much as I can, John, just to sort of build the picture here. This is Thalapathy Vijay cancels.
Not as succinct as they usually are with these articles.
No, they're not.
Still
but
pretty succinct.
Thalapathy Vijay cancels Mumbai and Delhi schedules of Beast, reports. Thalapathy Vijay recently kick-started the second scheduled shooting of his 65th film, which has been titled Beast. The shooting of the Nelson Dilip Kumar directorial resumed in Chennai a couple of days back. Now, the sources close to Thalapathy Vijay starrer have now revealed a major development regarding the shooting schedule of Beast. As per the latest reports, Vijay has instructed the makers of Beast to shoot the rest of the portions of the movie in Chennai itself. Initially, the last two schedules of the movie were supposed to be filmed in Mumbai and Delhi, respectively. However, those schedules are now cancelled upon instructions from the leading man. That's the power of the guy. And the director, it's the main star. It's
the right decision.
Yeah, I think it is, John.
You've got to respect that.
Yeah, according to the sources, Thalapathy Vijay decided to shoot Beast entirely in Chennai due to the spike in COVID-19 cases in the country. Sensible move. Currently, the team is shooting the song sequences in Sri Gokulam film studios. Both Vijay and leading lady Pooja Hedge are part of the Chennai schedule. We will talk about that in a little moment. But the Nelson directorial, which is being made with a massive budget, reportedly features Thalapathy Vijay in the role of a con artist. Can't wait to see this. It also has been speculated that the renowned filmmaker turned actor Selva Raghavan has been roped in to play the lead antagonist in the project. However, the makers have not confirmed these reports yet. Popular Malayalam actor Shine Tom Chacko is appearing in a key role in Beast. We talked about Shine Tom Chacko a couple of months ago, John, in Beast, which features Yogi Babu, love the guy, VTV Ganesh, Pugaz and Aparana Das, and so in the supporting roles, Manoj Paramahamsa, I hope I said that right, is the director of photography, and Enrut Ravin Chandar composes the songs and original score for the project. Beast is bankrolled by Kalanithi Maran under the prestigious banner Sun Pictures. That's what we know it as, John. But I think it's a sensible move. I think, especially in today's climate with the the spike in COVID-19 cases in India over the last
Delta
month or so.
variant as well, it's 70% more transmissible. So,
John, at the end of the day, I mean, it's really just the location changing, and that happens quite a lot in film anyway.
Batman.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not
to
going to indoor. Yeah, and they'll get it right. That's the most important thing. They'll get it right, and it's all about being sensible in this day and age as well. You don't want to put people into a position that they don't have to be in if you don't have to do it. If you relocate, then do it.
Stephen, again, that's the power of telepathy.
Yeah.
What that guy wants, he gets. He's taken the decision away from the actual production itself, the director, all of the moving parts underneath the director, cinematographer, scorer, the composer not be involved just now, but you know what I'm saying, like the choreographer, so he's took the decision, we're not going up. I think that's up north, isn't it? I'm pretty damn sure. Where it's probably ravaging COVID. He's not wanting to risk taking the cast, the crew up there, any of them catching COVID, potentially losing somebody, because Steve, we've seen it with your man, I'm blanking on his name. Why am I blanking on his name?
Oh, from, yeah. John, that's
shit.
Yeah. Listen, I'll look
incredible actor anyway. He's been in Assuring. What was the other one he was in? Was he in? Was it Ferry?
It was the last.
Mersal. I can't recall. Actually, searched it. I think it was Mersal. He was in. He was in two Danush movies. He was in Assuring. What was the other one he was in? We last watched. It wasn't Jagami Fandram.
No, it was the last one we did.
Yeah, Christ, what was that?
John, I'm going to just look it up just now, just so you can.
But yeah, he's absolutely incredible. Anyway, you don't want to risk people like that. I mean, that guy was 45, Stephen. We don't want to risk anybody getting severely ill. He wouldn't want that on his conscience. He's a great human being. I've said this before, and ultimately that is why he's took a decision to keep this in Chennai. Also, it's a little bit.
Nitish Veera.
That's the one. What was that other movie he was in, Stephen, with Danush? Why have I blanked on that name? That's annoying. Padaputty.
Padaputty.
Yeah, I always blank on things when I'm doing it live. It's that light. It's like the fucking moon. But Stephen, you don't want to risk it, and I think this is a sign of the guy's humanity.
Yeah,
he's making decisions like this. It's not ultimately about what's best for the movie. Getting up to these places, you may have to spend a little bit more time doing it in this studio. What's the studio called?
Sun Pictures.
Yeah. You obviously have to reconstruct some sets in there, but if it's safer for the production, for the crew, for the cast, for him, then ultimately that's what's paramount. It's not about risking it, getting out of these on-set locations. It's about getting the movie shot and getting everybody home safely at the end of the day. And that's Steve, we've seen it with this guy. He came from America, Georgia. I think the first half of the movie, first schedule of the movie was shot out there. He came back with oxygen canisters for people because he was aware of the situation, its severity. So we know what this guy's all about. That's why I love a guy. It's not just about the talent, the acting, the dancing, the singing. It's about the humanity. And it says this time and again, watching the birthday mashups, the compilations, the guy's humanity, it comes out time and time again. This is another example of it. So hats off to you,
a lot of superstars out there after doing a bit of location shooting. Back on their way back home, are actually thinking about things like that.
Yep.
You know?
No, because Stephen, they think they're above it. And that's, Stephen, not just him. I've seen it with most Indian actors, man. Alu Arjun, Danush, Thalapathy, Vijay Sethupathi. I don't know about up north, but it comes out the humanity. These guys are a lot more down to earth than their Western equivalents. Leonardo, can you imagine Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, guys like that bringing gas canisters?
John, I think the cynic in us would say it's a PR stunt, but in the case of the likes of Telepathy Vijay, he's done it too much, though, Stephen. You know, it's within him. At some point, it's not a PR stunt. It's just part of the actual guy himself. If he's just doing it again and again and again, that's just his character. If it's one off and he's trying to capitalise on it, then you say that's a PR stunt. But he's done it every single time. He's bringing. I think because we have saw those mashups, John, and we've seen quite a few, segments of documentaries.
Yeah, actual guy crying. That's a sign of empathy. Great guy.
Yeah,
great man.
But we're going to stay on Telepathy Vijay, John, and we're going to stay on Beast as well, and Pooja Hedge, because Telepathy Vijay and Pooja Hedge to kickstart Beast shoot with a dance sequence in Chennai. John, we saw this in that Danush film.
Jagami Fandram?
No, it was the one we just watched, the one you just said. It kicked off with a musical right away within the first 2 minutes.
He's basically saying, this is my tough, was it that one? This is that was Jagami Fandram. I'm thinking of Pudapatai.
No, it was the one where he just left his mother. He was going to I can't remember where he was going to actually, but it just kicked off. I think he just departed.
Oh yeah, he died, and it was before his mother got killed.
Yeah,
he's dancing. It's basically. This is his way of life, going to school, playing kickabout, fishing, Yeah, and then also, because I mind saying it was a whole human lexicon of emotions for the Noosh character.
Yeah.
He was down, and then he was happy, then his mother gets killed. And
John, I watched that film before you,
that
last one, and I think I messaged you to say the first 5 minutes of this film really just starts off really brightly. And I think it's the first
as well, man.
movie I've seen that, Indian movie I've seen where the dance numbers at the very beginning.
What was the one? What was the one? Was it Tupaki? What was the one where it was the army? And it was obviously, I think it was Tupaki, wasn't it? Where it was the sleeper cells. That starts off with a dance number quite quick.
I can't remember.
I think he's wrestling with the army colleagues, and then he starts dancing.
Yeah.
And then they go to the train station.
You're right.
So that's pretty early on, that Thalapathy one.
Sometimes it's great though. Sometimes, I didn't think that would work in a film, having a dance number at the very beginning, but sometimes it just gets you into the movie very quickly. That sort of, right, let's get going here, And
Stephen, it's just a part of the culture over there, the actual cinema. And having watched a good 15, 16, I don't know how many movies we've watched now, I'm completely used to it now, so I just get into it. Actually, I'm speaking about that, was it yesterday or today, I was speaking about it, Danush, what one was it? Was it a shooting of Vada Chennai? I was fucking sitting watching it in my chair with my dog next to me, just looking at me as if I was nuts. The man get right into it, man. You get right into it, man.
You do, John, that's the thing, and that's how I like to have a dance sequence at the very beginning of a movie, because I think it just pulls you in right away. But this is coming in from Times of India, John. Thalapathy, Vijay and Pooja Hedge to kickstart Beast shoot with a dance sequence in Chennai, and we just kind of touched on it in the last article there, John, but the first look of Vijay's next film with Nelson Dilip Kumar titled Beast stormed the internet just a few days back. It was actually a few weeks back now, as per the latest report. Thalapathy Vijay's, I think this is one of these reports, John, they've updated, I think. So Thalapathy Vijay's Beast Chennai schedule resumes from today. The team is reportedly shooting for a song sequence featuring Vijay and Pooja Hedge. Choreographer Jani has directed the dance steps, and a huge set has been erected in Chennai for the song shoot. The schedule is expected to happen for the next 20 days, and the team will be taking a short break then. Beast's first scheduled was successfully completed in Georgia, just like you mentioned, John, with Vijay and a few other stars. Pooja Hedge was not part of the earlier schedule, and she joined the Beast team.
He did a dance number over in the States, didn't he, as well?
I think so.
He did a dance number over there.
For this schedule only. Vijay is reportedly playing the role of a con agent, and his character is in the film will be an intense one, as spotted in the first look and second look posters of Beast, which we covered.
A shotgun with a scope on it. I thought it was a machine gun or something, or a sniper rifle.
Vijay will be seen handling different types of guns in the film. John, it's great though. I mean, we talked about who else is going to be appearing as Yogi Babu, Shine Tom Shako in there as well.
Babu, Steve. It's the same name, isn't it? It's just how you pronounce it.
I think it's just the way I said it, though. It just didn't sound right. Yogi Babu, I think, John, I can't wait to see this film. They're talking about 20 days left of shooting. The schedule is expected to happen for the next. All right, and then they're going to take a short break.
That's probably the slate. I think they're shooting it in probably 4 schedules, 4 slates. Georgia, I think this Chennai one, the one they were supposed to be doing up north, the 2 different ones, condensing that into Chennai now. So maybe they'll get it done quicker because it's in the one area. Steve, look, we've watched a lot of Pooja Hedge and Thalapathy dance numbers. I think Samantha as well. Yeah. We know they've got great chemistry. We know what they bring. Is she actually in the movie, Pooja Hedge, or is this just an appearance for the dance, the actual song? Because a lot of the time, you will see people just coming in for the actual song and dance number. I hope not, John,
but you never know. The fact that she wasn't part of the first sort of segment of filming suggests that maybe her character just isn't introduced to.
Maybe the nature of the movie as well, though.
It could be the sequence. It could be the sequence and how they've got to shoot it as well. She wasn't required, and then she might be in at the very beginning, as you said, John, for the dance number, and then.
Stephen, I'm looking forward to this guy dancing, because we've seen it with last year's Master, or this year's Master, I should say. Was it last year? It was last year's Master. This year?
It was this year, yeah.
This
March,
year's Master.
February, March time, wasn't it?
We've seen it with obviously Vaffy Cumming, Cootie Story. The guy can dance.
Yeah.
And he's 47 now. He was 46, probably 45 when he shot that. The energy he's got is unbelievable, man. He's got more energy than me, and he's about fucking 15 years older than me, so impressive that the guy's well up for it. And Steve, we've seen it time and again, it brushes off on other people involved in the dance. They're smiling ear to ear. They're just happy to be with this guy. He's that influence. He has that influence.
John, do you think after these next 20 days though that they might have enough in the can to release
a trailer, man, to get
teaser,
a vibe of it? Because just the motion posters gave you the vibe already. I think it's a helicopter. He's got the sort of shot. The guys under the cosh, they're coming after him, man. Hardcore. So you've got that vibe already. I love the motion posters. We're about to react to another one someone's asked us to react to.
Can't wait, yeah.
And I think a production company actually got in contact with us to look at another one.
Yeah.
So we'll do that as well, because why not? If they're coming to us and actually asking us, it'd be ignorant not to. So I love the motion poster, but Stephen, looking forward to getting that one little look at the movie before we actually get in and batter it. Perhaps they may give us multiple looks. Rufus says they usually like doing an intro song with the actor to bring up the energy level and set the tone of the movie. Look, it certainly worked with Pooja, because it does set the tone for this character. He was youthful. You could see that she was forcing him to go to school. He was still not ready. He was not equipped for adult life. His mother dies. He has to just get out there because his father's about to kill him because he's just a little crybaby and mummy's boy. Which is nothing wrong with that, but he's trying to kill him. So he obviously has to go out. But it sets the tone for the characters. Obviously in Tupaki, I'm pretty sure it was Tupaki, sets the tone that this guy's fighting. He's got this camaraderie with the army, his fellow soldiers, and they actually come and help him take down some sleeper cells at some point in the movie. So it sets the tone. And I love the way, I've said it time and again, man, and I don't want to repeat myself, but I just love the way they utilise song and dance numbers. They condense a lot of the story into a little 4 or 5 minute dance numbers. Tell you so much about what's going on about the character. And what was the movie, Stephen? Was that Mercel? The one where I think it is Mercel. Is the one where there's flash? Was it Mercel? It is Mercel, isn't it? When the little baby nearly gets killed and it's actually Samantha gets shot and the mother gets shot.
Mercel, yeah.
Was that Mercel? Yeah. Maybe Ruth can tell us. I've fucking watched that many. I'm losing the plot. But again, you get that song and dance number of them having the baby, pregnant. It all gets condensed into a 4 or 5 minute dance number. And they're now a family unit. The way they condense things into the movie, I think
that's important though, John, especially with the length of these type of films. It's always good that you've got that sort of... I think
Mercel's the one where the actual hospital.
I think so,
and
John.
It's the flashback. There's three. There's the two sons. Potentially.
But I think, yes, it was Mercel. Rufus, also the words in the intro song usually let you know what the character's motivation. Yes, it was Mercel. John, exactly what Rufus is saying there, and you said as well, it's having that sort of storytelling condensed into a 4 or 5 minute musical number, and I think that works with Indian cinema very well. Sometimes that's all you need, just to sort of bullet point what's happening and move the story along very quickly, and you're getting a musical number thrown in for good measure, aren't you?
Stephen, Jagami Fandram did it as well.
Ven Starlord says it's Mercel as well. Thanks, Ven Starlord.
Jagami Fandram, Danush, this is my tough, I'm a king. I don't have much something. Again, it lets you know this guy's a gangster, and Tamil Nadu, he's every bit as dangerous as the James Cosmo character. I didn't really like the movie. Well, I didn't mind the movie. Danush was brilliant in it. But it could have been better. Yeah. It wasn't his best. I haven't seen the likes of Ashurin, Vada Chennai.
John, we started off very strong with Danush, and the last two movies have not really been as good as the first two movies, John. But I think this dance number, obviously, I think is going to probably give us an idea of the character within that first 4 or 5 minutes of the film, and that's what will carry the film along. Just get into that sort of...
Stephen, you need to remember though, this may not, even though they're starting the shooting with this may not be the very start of the movie, because they sometimes shoot all over the place.
Well, it could be, John.
Unsequential when they're shooting, so this could be in the middle of the movie, at the end of the movie. But I'd love to see it opening with a dance number with Pooja Hedge, because it'll lift the energy tremendously. Stephen, I just can't wait this movie, man. We've been on a journey with Thalapathy. We're watching another one. It's his very first action movie, way back in 2003, I think it is. Is it Fear of Vijay? Is it? I'm a butchering that name. The one we're reviewing on Friday. Fear of Vijay. I'm a butchering it. My memory's not the best at times, but really looking forward to
seeing... That's a better attempt than what I was about to say.
Really looking forward to seeing this guy's first foray into action, because of course I think Ruth says when she was on doing the Q&A, he was primarily a rom-com sort of.
This
romantic. This was when it changed him. Fear of Malaya. It's close enough. Close enough, man. My memory's not as bad as I think it is. It's just when I go live.
John, I'll be watching this tomorrow.
I was tempted to watch some of it tonight. Because I've been so on it tonight. I've got so much time today. Unbelievable. Feels like
it's very rare for you, John, because normally you're chasing your tail. But
I've been well on it.
I know that the film is about 2 hours 40 odd minutes, so it's always good to get in there early and start watching it, just so you can take it all in.
I condense it in 2 days. The night before and the night
sometimes that's not a bad thing, John. It's fresh in your head.
Fresh,
Sometimes
that's what I'll do, Stephen. I'll do it 2 halves. Actually, that particular song was shot to go along with the like of Tamil language, the line of the Tamil language and culture's pride. What one was that? Was that the one from Jagami Fandram? By any chance? Because he was kind of singing about this is my land and stuff like that. I'm the king of this area and stuff like that. Obviously, he was a gangster, and he wasn't a very likeable character in that, let's be honest.
No.
Motivated by money. The dog's just farted. That's horrendous.
Yeah.
What are we feeding that dog? I don't know. But yeah. Look, man, I love the dance song and dance numbers. We get initiated way back, Stephen. We'll end it here, man. We'll go to the split screen. Way back. KGF. We had that raucous dance number with Yash when it's telling you the rise of this guy. I think it was Bombay. And the rise of this guy from being a little orphaned kid terrorising the police to being an absolute feared gangster.
Yeah.
The song and dance number was incredible. So that was our very first movie. We've then seen the likes of Padma Vat. We went into Dangal and then down into the south and done all the Thalapathy ones.
Some John, yeah.
We've a huge amount of dance numbers, man. And we've reacted to even more.
Well, John, so we've actually reacted to one. Ruth was telling us the other day that we actually have reacted to one from Thirumalai as well. Yeah. It must have been a while back because I can't remember, but or maybe it wasn't. My memory's terrible these days. But I'm looking forward to watching this movie, John.
I'm as well, Stephen. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm wondering if it was the one where there was different. There was like soldiers, clowns, bicyclists. I wonder if it was that one because I loved that song. That was incredible, and that was quite a while back. I remember searching it up. He looked younger, and obviously he was younger. It was 2003. It was 14 years ago. So he was what, 33? Not that fucking young. I mean, I'm not young. Well, I'm young-ish. Not that young though. But let's go to round it up. Dabbling with existentialism, man. I'm going through a third life crisis, third of the way through my life, and I'm just fucking crying for my 20s just now. It's a terrible time, but I'll get over it as I knock into 40, which is a long time away, thank fuck. But look, that's going to round the show up. Digress. Stephen, you've been there. You'll know what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah, and when you get there, I'll be 53, so shut the fuck up. When did that not?
You've been there, man. You know what I'm talking
about. John, in all seriousness, I am. The only thing that bums me out is I wasn't doing what we're doing just now 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, the YouTube channel. I don't know why, but there you are.
Yeah, man. Listen, I was a stupid boy when I was 22. Stupid boy. Stupid boy. But
live on YouTube would have been a good recipe for disaster.
I got back when I was 22, Stephen, man. Fuck me. Wow, I can't even remember. I think I started growing my hair out. It was too late for me. I got 3 years of long hair, and it was fucking amazing. But then it just went, and it was like, get it away. I clung on for a while. But look, let's go round it up. I digress, man. What was your thoughts in the area of topics we've touched upon on the show tonight? What do you make about Stephen Dorff coming out and bumping his gums again about another Marvel product? This time he's praising it. It's Mahershala Ali. That's because he's scared of Mahershala, because he's bigger than him.
He's a vampire.
And he beat him all over the place. And it's Blade. He started his career with Blade. He didn't, but that's when he became relevant. He's speaking about that. You can comment about that. What do you make about the other stuff? The likes of Paul Bettany, all of the other stuff that I forgot already. Thalapathy and Beast. You can comment below if you've got anything to say at all down below, and you feel compelled to share it in the comments section. That's the place for it. After all, you can also like the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel and hit the follow button over on Twitch if you want to see more content like this in the future, and you will get it, guys. That's how you enable yourself to get more content. But look, until then, me and Stephen are done. Bye bye. I'll be back tomorrow. That'll be interesting. Hopefully there's news. Bye bye.